Hey folks, how's it going? Rich here from How Interesting. And today I wanted to do a quick, honest review of Andor Season 2 um, series on Disney Plus. If you guys haven't already known, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know, growing up during the original trilogy and having to had the pleasure to seeing Return of the Jedi at Man Chinese Theater in Hollywood back in the 80s was just something that left a lasting impression. Played with the toys. As an adult, I still collect them. So I'm a pretty diehard fan. But I'll also be the first one to admit that I'm not deep down the rabbit hole with all the books, comics, um, the canon stuff. I would say I'm a general fan. Love the movies, love the cartoons and some of the extra stuff that they have out. But yeah, true fan of the original trilogy and the prequels, and now obviously Andor and Rogue One. So let's get to the show. Um, it is an amazing show, amazing cast, the story, the build up, the cinematography, and I think the writing overall was just absolutely perfect. Definitely more dark tones. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that has not watched it yet, but it's highly recommended. I definitely um, would encourage even non Star Wars fans to start with Andor season one and lead it up to Rogue One and then the rest of the movies if you don't even want to watch the prequels. But what can I say? This is probably one of the best TV dramas that I've seen in a long time, even outside of being a Star Wars fan. I think the tone was really good. A lot more serious tones, right? You have scenes of mass shooting. You have public execution. Um, it really builds on how deep and dark um, war and being a rebel and being a spy and being in military, right? It has those type of tones, right? Um, but it is definitely worth the watch. Uh, I don't know how they're gonna top this, especially being that it's more adult themed and more serious. But I do encourage Disney and Star Wars to continue down this path of getting us more serious tone Star Wars content. Um, some ideas would be maybe a live action Star Killer movie, right? Or a TV show. What happened after Vader and Palpatine clone Star Killer? Can they do that in live action? Can they fit that in somehow? And keep it dark, right? Keep it more like Sith themed. Um, I think everything about the dark side is just so much more intriguing. The way they go at things and the build up and how just dark and sinister and evil they are. And obviously the light side with hope and promise and the you know thought process of like, hey, we're gonna get through this and we're gonna fight. We're gonna continue to do what's right. It's a perfect balance. So, final thoughts. Out of 100, I would literally give this show 98.5. There was a few kooky themes in there that I did not like. One of them was a long extended dancing scene. I think they could have cut that shorter a little bit. Um, I didn't like Cyril's mom. She annoyed the hell out of me. I don't know what her purpose was besides, I guess, making the fans and the people watching the show just as annoyed as Cyril, and he had to live through that, right? So I guess they accomplished their goal. But besides those two things, and um, you know, I wish the shows were longer because there's so much more storytelling they could have done. Uh, it's just they knocked it out the park. So I'm probably gonna start doing some more Star Wars content. I do play all of the Star Wars video games. I got a bunch of Star Wars hot toys and collectibles. I can do a quick review, but yeah, this is just my quick you know non-spoiler review of Andor season 2, and I loved it, and I hope you guys did too. All right, talk to you soon. Peace.